Let's chat all things low carb, keto, digestion, and more so you can maximize your results.
Do you have an all or nothing mindset when it comes to following keto? Even though keto seems like a diet where you need to follow all of the rules or else you don't get results, that all or nothing mindset is killing your weight loss results. I get it. Keto seems like a diet where you have to be stringent about following all the rules since it's so easy to get kicked out of ketosis when you don't go all in. So, what's a struggling ketoer to do? Now in today's video, I am going to show you 3 things you can do right now to help you finally ditch that all or nothing mindset when it comes to diets. In case you're new here, I'm Nissa and I lost more than 100 pounds with an easy keto and intermittent fasting lifestyle. I struggled for decades with the same methods that we all learn in the mainstream, but ever since I found a better way to lose weight, I teach women how to ditch yo-yo diets for good with our Ready Set Keto method. And before I get started with this week's video, I have to give a shout out to all of my keto challengers watching because you are killing it. So we are just wrapping up week 2, and if you've ever been part of a challenge before, you know that week 2 is notorious for weight loss stalls or poor losses, sometimes even a little bit of weight regain. But this round of challengers are changing that up big time. Now, I was just checking in weights, and many of them are still losing 2 or even 3 pounds in week 2, which, in case you don't know it, losing 2 or 3 pounds in your second week of any weight loss plan is actually really amazing results. Hi, Anna. Happy Monday to you. So we do have one challenger who's even just under losing 20 pounds in only 2 weeks, which is absolutely amazing. A lot of people think that's normal. It's not normal. It is amazing when it does happen. When you follow keto the right way and you're part of a supportive group that encourages you to keep doing the right things and you stay motivated to stick with it, then good things can happen. So let's talk about how these challengers most likely started out before they started killing the weight loss game with keto. Sorry, I had to turn off my phone. All right, so this week's Monday morning motivation video is inspired by our new group member, Renate. Hopefully I'm saying that right. Okay, so let's talk about 3 things you can do right now to get rid of all or nothing mindset most dieters struggle with, especially with keto, where you need to follow the rules or else you don't get into ketosis. As you're listening, some of these ideas may sound familiar because I've probably mentioned them at least a time or two before, but hearing the same message over and over is what allows that message to finally sink in so you finally get results. So if you are still struggling when it comes to that all or nothing mindset, definitely pay close attention this time and take action. Number 1, if you struggle to stick with keto, then go back to low carb for at least a little while. Now, if you find yourself white knuckling your way through keto during the week and then cheating every weekend, and then you're constantly restarting keto, that is actually hurting your weight loss progress way more than it's helping it. When you are brand new to keto, it can take up to a week or more just to get into ketosis. Some people, it could even take up to an entire month. So if you continually push yourself out of ketosis because you wind up cheating every single weekend, then you're basically spinning your wheels when it comes to ketosis. With keto, you either need to commit or you just might as well quit. But I don't want you to quit forever since keto is an amazing lifestyle with a ton of health benefits. When I say quit, I don't mean give up a low-carb lifestyle entirely. Even with all of the studies fighting over which diets work best, the truth is many of us have gained weight because insulin is too high from too many years of processed carbs. So if you don't work to bring your insulin down through at least a low-carb plan, then you're more likely to struggle with weight loss long term. So instead of quitting a low-carb lifestyle altogether, try going back to a low-carb plan until your physiology is ready to follow keto on a more regular basis. Now, going into your low-carb lifestyle with the knowledge that your body is used to running on carbs. And for many people, when you just take away all of your carbs overnight, the only fuel source your body really understands how to run on, then your body is going to hate you. So that's why you'll hear me suggest starting with a low carb plan is really a great step when you first get started. You're still giving your body some of the fuel that it's already used to running on when you're eating low carbs, but you're also allowing it to ramp up on healthy fats by increasing your fat intake steadily over time as you feel ready. I do have to give you a big caution here. Too many carbs plus too much fat will always lead to weight gain. So while it's great to increase your intake of healthy fats when you're first starting low carb, you never want to eat ketogenic levels of fat while also keeping your carbs at a higher level, at that low carb level, which is higher than keto. So when you follow keto, you want carbs very low and fat high. When you follow low carb, you want carbs somewhere around the 100 gram per day range. And you don't want to eat too much more than, say, 20 to 30 grams of fat per meal. But of course, that's always going to depend on your height, your age, your weight, your gender, how active you are, things like that. Also, it will depend on how many meals you eat, because if you're only eating one meal per day, which we don't necessarily recommend, but if you are, then obviously you want to get more than 20 to 30 grams of fat. So, if you're eating 3 meals per day, keeping your carbs around the 100 gram range and then getting something like 20 to 30 grams per meal is a pretty good start. For most women, when getting started, you just want to stay around that 100 grams of carbs per day, and then you just fill in the gaps of hunger with fat and protein. You don't necessarily have to measure or weigh fat and protein that you eat, but I just wanted to throw a number out there because, people want to know how much is too much, and I can't answer that question for each one of you individually. You still have to listen to your body, but now you at least have some kind of range to work with. Now, I do have an easy low carb plan that I started with, so let me know in the comments if you want me to send it over to you. It did help me lose my first 70 pounds, so it's not like you need to jump into an all keto or bust kind of plan. You can get started with low carb if you're still on the keto struggle bus and you keep falling off track. Hello, Mary and CJ. Thank you for joining me. All right, number 2. Get your digestion in working order. Now, we do have some challengers watching, and they do hear this message over and over and over again because this is what works. So even a low carb plan won't be all that helpful for anyone watching, and it will be more difficult for you to move on to keto if you still have poor digestion getting in the way. This is actually the case pretty much no matter which diet plan you're following, and this is where we start with our Ready Set Keto method by figuring out which digestive malfunctions or chemistry imbalances could be holding back your weight loss results. Now, everything is harder when it comes to any diet you follow if you haven't taken the time to improve digestion. And even if you think you don't have digestive problems, don't tune me out, because when I first got started, I didn't think I had them either. Turns out my digestion was an absolute train wreck, and I didn't even know it. So with my digestion being so royally screwed up, this is the major thing that kept me stuck in that all or nothing mindset for so long. When your digestion isn't working properly, your mind is going to constantly focus on food because your body isn't breaking down the food you're eating. So this means your body isn't getting the nutrients that you need to survive, let alone thrive. And this is going to cause your brain to panic and you'll constantly be fixated on your next meal, which can lead to the binges that maybe you're used to, and it can lead to you going off track with your plan pretty much every other week. So whether you're following a low carb plan to start, or even if you jumped into the deep end with keto starting out, if your digestion isn't up to par, you will struggle when it comes to your mindset. Your cravings are going to be off the charts, which means your physiology will eventually win out, you will cheat, and then you're just going to blame yourself for being weak because that's what the diet industry trained you to do. They trained you to blame yourself for falling off your diet, even though the rules they're giving you don't help you stay on track. Now, the next thing you know, you're back to researching the next new quick fix plan because you screwed up your diet again, which in your mind means keto didn't work for you yet again. Now, my podcast co-host TC, who taught me pretty much everything I know about digestion, has said any mental and emotional issues that you're having around food that start around a 10 on a scale of 1 to 10 will be lessened to something like a 2 or a 3 when you have digestion working as it should. And while a 2 or 3 isn't perfect, think about how much easier it would be to stick with your diet when you're not constantly obsessing about food. And this is what happens when your body is finally getting the nutrients that it needs to thrive. So now your mind has the ability to focus on other things rather than obsessing about your next meal or the food that you're denying yourself. And this will lead you to the feeling that you have to be all in or else you failed. Now, a lot of times that feeling comes because nothing you've tried in the past has worked for you, and now your brain is trained to look for the worst in situations in order to keep you safe because that's kind of what has worked up until now. Okay, and number 3 on changing that all or nothing mindset is to change your daily habits slowly over time. All weight loss really is a series of good habits that you follow on a consistent basis. All weight gain really is a series of bad habits that you follow on a consistent basis. So you really have the power to choose which habits that you want to be consistent with. Now, the thing is, if you decide to change every bad habit you've ever formed overnight, that is a bad idea because it's an idea that will keep you stuck. It's really hard to take baby steps with the weight loss industry constantly telling you all of these weight loss success stories that seemingly happened overnight. But in case you haven't realized this yet, a lot of those miracle stories are fabricated for marketing purposes. And the more quick fixes that these marketing companies can sell you, the more weight you'll lose, and then unfortunately you'll quickly regain it. And it truly becomes a never-ending cycle of quick fix diet plan after quick fix diet plan. So this is why I always recommend taking baby steps. While baby steps may seem too small when you feel like you have a long road ahead of you or a lot of weight to lose, when you quit being in a rush to lose everything you gained overnight, suddenly your big weight loss goals seem so much easier to tackle when you break them down into baby steps. So start with just changing one habit and get really good at getting that habit you changed down. And then once it no longer seems like work to do that because now you've made it into something that just fits naturally into your daily routine, that's when it's time to add the next habit and then keep adding in new ones as you feel ready. And these better habits are what will help you work towards your weight loss goals. Now, the key here is to not change too many habits all at once because then you're just going to feel overwhelmed and you're not going to do anything. You're just going to rush back to the habits that got you to where you are today watching this video. And please don't think that I'm saying the person who you are today is a bad person by any means. You are all very lovely people watching this video. I truly believe that everyone needs to celebrate who you are right now. And it's so important that you learn how to love yourself and love your body while you're losing weight if you want any of these changes to last. But with that said, I don't think you'd still be watching this far into a video about changing your all or nothing mindset if you really loved every part of your current situation. So our Keto Decoded member Susie was finally able to ditch her all or nothing mindset and switch to this baby step approach, and it absolutely changed her life. So she recently posted this testimonial in our group. I have to really thank TC and Nissa. I can't tell you how your guidance has changed my life. After reading TC's books, taking the Ready Set Keto course, and listening to many podcasts, I finally got my cravings and weight under control. Since January, I've lost 53 pounds, cleared up many health symptoms I've dealt with for years, and have seen no signs of a plateau. So what's different this time? I focused on my digestion first, just like TC and Nissa recommend. I started taking Beet Flow, HCL, and Digestizyme and started using the self-test regularly. Then, taking Nissa's advice, I did what I've never done and I went slow. I didn't go all in, I just started with low carb, then eventually it morphed into keto, and now I'm intermittent fasting. My weight loss journey has always been an all or nothing battle. After listening to Nissa's challenges and how she overcame them with baby steps, I thought I'd give it a shot, and it worked. I've had a couple of setbacks, but I didn't let them derail me. I figured out why they happened, and now I'm better prepared for the next time it happens. I still have a long way to go, but now I have a solid foundation. I know to take days one at a time, keep things simple, take baby steps with new processes, and use those self-tests. So as you can see, Susie took all of the steps that I recommended throughout this video, and she lost 53 pounds in just about 8 months, something that she hasn't been able to do pretty much ever with other plans. But even better than losing 53 pounds in only 8 months is the hope that her outcome will finally be different this time than it was with any of the other weight loss plans that she has tried in the past. Now, taking baby steps helped her brain finally let go of the bad habits that got her to where she didn't want to be in the past, which in turn helped Susie slowly adopt new and better habits that are changing her life in all of the best ways. I see Marianne said, no, really, they are fake. I think she's referring to all of those fabulous overnight weight loss stories that all of the mainstream want you to believe is real. Okay, so let's do a quick review of the steps you can take to get out of that all or nothing mindset. Number 1, if you struggle to stick with keto, follow a low carb plan until your body is better at burning fat for fuel. Number 2, take the digestion course or read Kick Your Fat in the Nuts to learn how to improve your digestion so your body is better able to break down the fat and protein that you need to thrive on a keto diet. And number 3, break your big weight loss goals into baby steps. Kim is on, she says, so happy for this snow day to be able to watch this. Well, we don't have snow in Arizona, but I'm happy for your snow day so you can watch it as well. But if you can't ever watch it live, definitely come back here because I keep it up in the announcements all week, my weekly video. Okay, so thank you so much for watching. Please let me know in the comments if you want that same low carb plan that helped me lose my first 70 pounds. And if you do want to learn more about the Ready Set Keto method, the same method that helped Susie finally drop 53 pounds in only 8 months with no signs of slowing down, then make sure you send me a message and we can chat more about how this method can help you. Make sure you keep posting all your questions in this group. This was a question that came from a group member, and hopefully it helped tons of you as well. So post those questions so I can help you finally commit to keto and finally see the weight loss results that you deserve. I will see you next week. Same Healthy Fat channel, same Healthy Fat time.